Right, Friday the 22nd of April 2022. Joe Trades Forex, my diary, my journal. If this is your first time watching, I'm a struggling Forex trader. Been trading for about 6 years, been looking at smart money, supply and demand concepts for the last 2 years, which has clicked with me. It's not for everyone. However, I found small successes with this method. It's just me getting in the way of me that is preventing me from being consistently profitable. These videos are where I can basically keep myself accountable, show what I'm looking at, do the same thing every day. So I'm trying to do a higher time frame down to a lower time frame, find points of interest, look for certain patterns within those areas, and then take trades. I've started a 25,000 demo account to show how long it will take to make 10%, and I will be sharing screenshots of that along the way. In my previous videos, you'll see the progress I've had this week, which is when I started the demo account. I'm just a normal person. I make lots of mistakes. I don't win all the time. The strategy that I have essentially has a high loss rate, low win rate. However, with the low win rate comes a profitable strategy, which I'm hoping to show. I'm risking 0.1% of the account. So if a 10-to-1 trade comes in, I'm risking 0.1% on that trade to potentially make 1%. The reason I trade at USD yen is because the spreads on these challenges for this particular pair are really, really low, really tight. So it does mean you can get in with a 3-pip stop. I should have probably mentioned that in the previous videos, which is one of the reasons I trade this and Euro USD, because they're sort of heavily traded. The spreads on these challenges tend to be really tight. Now on USD yen, it is super tight. So that's the main reason. Plus I've been trading it for so long, you only need one pair. And again, I'm hoping to show that by focusing on one pair, you can start to really get in tune with that pair. So yeah, with that, I tend to look after 9 o'clock. Now today I'm doing something a bit different. I'm actually recording the screen because I'm at home before I go to work, to show what I'm looking at. And then we'll see. Now being Friday, there may not be a trade here. The one things that I've learned from the last week is not to get lost in minor structure, wait for quality areas, and just take your time. You know, there's no rush. So with that said, where we are currently, so let's just go to the daily for today. You know, price predominantly, as I've been saying, has been very bullish. We will, on the daily, the last down close candle, that's clear, is this one here. So until we really see a break below there, then the bias may have changed bearish. However, at the moment, this could be a pullback, could be consolidating before that moves down. So I'm just anticipating that sort of price action. Now on the daily and the weekly, it's very bullish. On the 4-hour, we are still very bullish. The area ideally that I'd like to see break is at the low of this candle here. Again, that is just the last significant down close before this up move. So that's that particular range. So if we go from the bottom of this candle to the top here, so at the moment, of this 4-hour range, so going back to yesterday's lesson of not getting lost in where we are currently in the sort of right side of the range to be looking for bearish setups. Now on the 4-hour, we've got this point of interest up here, which we'll not going to look at just yet. I'm just marking out areas, and the most relevant point of interest currently for potential shorts is here. Now this could act as an area of liquidity to fill that imbalance there to go up, but we will see. So on the 1-hour, what have we got? So we'll just map out some things on the 1-hour, and then we can break that down onto the 15 minutes. I'll try and make the candles as big as possible. So we'll just lock a few things before I start going crazy. And yeah, lovely. Okay, so starting from the very far left, so we had our change of character here on the 1-hour, so we'll just mark that back in. We'll break that high. Again, if you go back to yesterday's video, that'll explain why. So change of character here. So this is where we had the break of structure on the 1-hour. So that is what's given me, first of all, indication on the 1-hour that the bias has turned bearish. So we're going down. So at the moment, the cemented high, so we've currently got this candle closed above this one, which was cementing this low here. So Just put a little dot in here. Now at the moment, we haven't broken, what's the high of that candle? 734, okay. So we just put in here 1 hour range high. Coordinate 734. Right, so we know, he says, let's put that on top. There we go. Lock that in place. So currently, this is the range high. We've not broken above the high of this candle, okay? So, where our price is, we've sort of been moving up and down again, creating areas of interest. So again, on the 1 hour, most recent area, which has been tapped in here, on the upside, so the higher the range, and then the lower the range is going to be this low here, because no candle, so we had low, close below, that low there. And then price, after this candle, closed above this candle here, which is cementing, let's duplicate that, the low here. So the low of this candle is 27,600, nice round number. Now, let's just put in here 1 hour range low. And as you can see, this is a bit more methodical than the last videos, which is the idea. So coordinates 600. And also just talking through this just means, I can reinforce it, get my reticular activating system engaged. So that's what we've got there. So that's the most relevant range at the moment. So we're within the premium area on the 4 hour to look for sells, and I'm just going to hide that so I can draw in the 1 hour range here. So let's just draw this in. So, and as you can see, price is slowly moving up into the premium area. So it's been moving sideways, which is good. This is generally where you get the better trade. So you have the initial move, which where I was trying to catch a falling knife, never plays out well. Yesterday, again, made a couple of mistakes, but overall, my target here would have been hit. So where we are is we're pushing up into this sort of range, looking for shorts in my head. Until we break the high of this range, I'm still got a very bearish bias. Now, as we can see, just going back over points of interest that were previously there, so we've got this big wick here, which price has completely swept through. So anyone that was getting long from here, now they've been taken out. I don't know if price did, yeah, hasn't initially tapped down into these lower areas. However, this could be liquidity. So let's just jump down to the 15 minutes. So we've now marked out the 4 hour range, we know where we are. We've marked out the 1 hour range, we know where we are. So on the 15, so there's two things we can look at. Let's just get rid of this because that's all been swept. So we have created a point of interest down here. So this could be counter trend for the overall bearish. I think there'd be bigger swings to the downside. We've got this point of interest. Now, for this to be sort of cemented, so we've had this low close here. And my mouse is suddenly frozen. Brilliant. Little trackpad. Now, let's just make this a bit bigger so it's clear. So again, mapping out this structure now in the range. So low, close below. We are now waiting for, so this candle closed above this high here. So that would now cement this low. So we need a low, a close below, a body close below that one. Now, as we're moving up, as we can sort of see, currently, if we can see price break above this here, that gives us a minor structure, what I'm considering minor structure, I may be wrong, a minor structure change of character break. So we would then be waiting on the 1 minute chart for price to push back into this area to create something like this. So we want price to come back down into price, you know, coming up. I want to see price coming up, then I want the pullback and then break, and then I want price to come back into 50% of that area to then go sort of longer. Okay, so that's what I'm sort of ideally looking for. And as for targets, if that were to occur, but you know, price may continue higher, I would be targeting this high here. The reason for that is simply because, what's that, a high? We'll call it 5.2, just so you get before, so 5.2. Nice round numbers, just easier for targets on round numbers. So for example, with this, the reason for this particular high being the target, this is the what you call the weak high. So this high was unable to break this high. So there's a good chance, plus we've got the imbalance on the 15, that price could smash through that. Now it may happen beforehand, where I'll then be looking at this point of interest at the top for this sort of pattern to get short. So we'll see. I'm just considering both sides of the market. I mean, even, for example, just to put in a dummy long, I mean, look, that's 10 to 1, that setup. So there's potentially, you know, a good trade, counter trend trade there somewhere, which you could easily get 15, maybe 20 to 1 with the right price action in there. So that's where we are. I will come back later and update you, because probably by that point I will have gone to work. So we'll come back, we'll have a little look, and we will leave it for there and we'll update. Okay, so it's just come up to 11 o'clock. So as we can see, price has broken structure and pushed up. Now, the top of that candle is 524. Top of this one is 522. So it didn't quite break. However, it has hit the 5.2, which was sort of where I was hoping for price to come. So I can remove this, because what we've now done, seeing this reaction, is come up into the top of these wicks, into this point of interest. We've not broken above that. However, we might see something on the 1 minute that might give us a possible reason for entry. So what I'm seeing currently is we've had a spike above here. We've then had a very good strong close below this low here. And the significance of that really is the fact that this is the last down close candle of this up move. So realistically, this is the leg that we want. Yeah, looking for up close candle. So yeah, I mean, using that high, that's a good change of character. Now, the last up close candle before the move down, we've got two areas. We've got this inside bar, and we've got this one right at the extreme. Now I'm just going to have a look on the 2 minute just to see if anything comes across a bit clearer. Nice inside bar there. So I'm looking at this sort of area. So I think on the 1 minute, 50% of this candle is what we're going to be going with for an entry. So entry being at, we're going to go 48. Which means we've got a stop at 51, so I need to be on the ball here with getting this order in. So it says when the right, so that's the order set on my phone on the demo account. So we can see now target wise, I'm going to be going for just a target below this low here. So the low of that candle's 127.73, so we'll go 173 for ease of use. 27.73. So right down there, that gives us a 25 to 1 potential trade. That's enough for a Friday. So we'll wait and see. We'll watch this now. See if this plays out. But there you go. That's from my point of view anyway, a bit easier recording it as it plays out, so you can sort of see the actual thought process rather than having to go through the replay. So change of character on the 1 minute. Having looked at the 2 minute and 3 minute, again, it just is sort of the real last up candle before the down move. So could go one of two ways. Been tagged in now. There we go. So could stop me out, or it could drop. Be a nice way to end the week, wouldn't it, with an actual win? But overall, let's just lock that. That's locked. Like I said, within the 15-minute, we are in the premium zone for sells. Again, come up into this point of interest. I mean, there is imbalance here, so there is every chance that the price may go higher. However, looking at how it's reacting at these zones, I can't assume that it is going to go lower or higher. I need to react to the price action rather than my opinion. So, although initially I was looking for a run up, we could see a turn from here. And again, it's coming back down to this, doing the same thing over and over and over. It may work, it may not, but I've got confidence in this strategy that when it does work, it works well. So we'll leave this to play out. We'll come back. I'll either have been stopped out and we're looking at price going onto the next zone, or price has sort of made its way down. So we'll come back and we'll see what happens. So as we can see, price has spiked up and taken me out, so -1R. Whereas price pushed to, has pushed up into the extremes now. So that has hit the 50% here. I'm going to enter at market, so 153 stop, 128.53 sell. We'll just see. It's come up to the extreme, so as I've said in all the other videos, there may be one or two zones. I may be wrong, this could get stopped out instantly. So on my phone now, 505 is the entry. 505, so the stop on that being 3 pips would be 535, modify 535. There we go. And the target was 127.73. So that gives us a 25.8 to 1, which is, if it plays out, that's a 2.5% win. Again, still a valid area. Again, I'm using 0.1 risk, so even if this loses, overall for the day, that's 0.2%. I'm happy with that risk. So again, this could completely go through, but we're yet to break the top of that candle. So until that happens, this last up candle is still a valid zone for me. So yeah, although, you know, we've got the equal highs there, so is that something I should have paid attention to? It almost looks like it is. But, you know, just paying attention to the price action that's presented itself. Getting close to being stopped. Oh, no, yeah, no. Yeah, so I will wait and see for a couple of minutes to see if price does come down. Again, price has swept through, so for this zone to be invalidated, I need a body close above. Sweeps happen a lot. So yeah, we'll wait and see. I'll come back, who knows, maybe in a couple of minutes, and I've been stopped out again. But if I am, I'm happy. Here's the thing, I'm happy with taking that trade. I've got no hesitation about taking that trade because it's still within the parameters of this change of characters, obviously at the extreme. However, price may push towards the higher extremes here to fill the imbalance we've got between, you know, these wicks here, which if it does, again, just another lesson to learn. Look for the extreme zones rather than trying to catch it in there, which sort of goes back to if I was looking for a long price breaking above, yeah, breaking above the zone. So price is slowly grinding up. However, again, with this this price action with the moves that we've had, you know, I'm happy. So come back in a minute, see what happens. All right, quarter to five. So we left off. Price had just tagged me into this trade. So price did eventually start to fall. Going down now. At this point here, where we can see the red line up here, this is where our move stops to break even on the trade, because at this point price had dropped to about 7 to 1. So just want to protect myself, see what would happen. And price pushed down a little. I think it went 8 to 1 maybe. But eventually price has pushed up, stopped out break even. So that's that. So that's that trade there. So we'll hide that map too. So what happened, just jump back to the 15-minute chart. As I sort of mentioned, price sort of ran the highs that we had here, pushed up, filled the imbalance, created this wick here. So price pushed up, swept all the way back down, and then what I was looking at in here was, okay, so price is swept up. What could happen? There we go. So after this massive push down again, so we've got a change of character. The wicks of this up move. At this point, when price came to what was that, about 4 o'clock? Let's be honest. So price pushed up, boom, instantly wiped out, -2R for the day. So I had the first trade in the morning, then I had a break even, then I had that one. So yeah, -2R overall. Just get rid of that. Now, what has happened now? As you can see, we'll just get out of here. So just jump to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, look at that. So price has really ran above all of this, and it's doing what it's doing. Now, the second trade, the one that I took about 4 o'clock, I really should have taken it. Realistically, and I think after about 3 o'clock, I find that it just, because of the pace in which this pair moves, it can drag out. And if you get into the Asian session, when the spreads go a bit crazy, although you might be right, sometimes you get taken out by the spread just because it widens to a very large scale. So we go back to the original map here. So depending on how this hour candle closes in the next 10 minutes, if it closes above this range high, then we could see some bullish action up into this zone. We'll have to wait and see how price reacts there. If it closes below, well, potentially we'll see what happens. But overall, not bad days trading really when it comes down to it. Obviously, I'm happy with how I've mapped things out. Biggest takeaway for next week is just understanding the range that I'm in, where price is, and really, I think, looking for the quality zones at the extremes, because again, paying attention to the equal highs and equal lows, we've been ranging realistically, and obviously I knew in the back of my mind there was a chance that price could go higher, which it has, but that is really where we are now. I mean, I'm not really one for using traditional fib extensions, etc., anymore, but if you were just to measure, I'm pretty certain you've got a 618 or a 70, well, even deeper retracement there, but that's irrelevant. So it is what it is. I think I'll try to email myself. Oh, there we go. So email myself some screenshots. So here's the 2 screenshots. So today, first sell, then the break even, and second loss, and then overall on the account for for this week from the start, down $103 or pounds, whatever it would be. Essentially, we are down sort of 0.4%, so just under 0.5% down. Nothing to worry about, nothing crazy, considering that this week there's been some days where I think it was mainly the Wednesday where I did seven trades. That didn't really help. Other than that, happy with how things have gone. We'll come back next week and do it all again.